and I'm going to tell you a little bit about good bugs going bad and how that contributes to Crohn's disease. So this person on screen right now is Walter White from Breaking Bad. Some of you may know him, some of you may not. For those of you who don't know him, Walter White starts off the TV show as a very nice, law-abiding chemistry teacher, but as time goes on, he starts to make and deal drugs and progressively destroys the lives of the people around him. And he goes from good to bad. And that's exactly what's happening in Crohn's disease with the bacteria I study called E. coli. Now, E. coli is a bacteria that's made up of with all the other bacteria that live in your intestines. And for the most part, these bacteria are very beneficial. They help provide vitamins for us, they help us break down food. But in the case of this E. coli that I study, it's gone bad and contributes to a disease called Crohn's disease. Now, Crohn's disease is what's called an inflammatory bowel disease. It affects about 20,000 people in Ireland, and it's characterised by recurrent bouts of massive inflammation leading to tissue damage, pain and diarrhoea. And during these bouts, what happens is a lot of patients get malnourished, get very sick, and in very extreme cases, they have to get a large part of their intestines removed by surgery. So it's a very debilitating disease. Now, what causes Crohn's disease is a mixture of genetic and environmental factors that combine to create the perfect storm in the intestine, and this progresses the disease. Now, the intestine, we can think of something similar to the US-Mexico border, which features prominently in Breaking Bad. So, if we think of the intestines as having an inside and an outside, and on the inside of one side of the border, there's all the bacteria and there's all the food you've eaten and all the nutrients that they provide. On the other side is your body, which is sterile, shouldn't have any bacteria, and that contains your bloodstream and all your vital organs. So the barrier is set up in such a way that it allows nutrients go through, but doesn't allow the bacteria go through, just like the US-Mexico border allows some immigrants go through, but not others. So with Crohn's disease, what's actually happened to this barrier is that it's become a bit defective, and it allows bacteria, like the bacteria that I study, E. coli, to transverse through and break the barrier. And when it breaks the barrier, we're lucky that we have the immune system, and cells like this one here called a macrophage. So this cell patrols the body side of the barrier, eats up all the bacteria it can find and kills them. But the E. coli that I study has found a way to survive within these cells. And what happens is that as they're surviving, if we feed them to these cells in a laboratory setting, you get actual replication of the bacteria. Now remember, this is in a cell that's supposed to kill these bacteria. And so we think that this ability to survive in these cells is actually driving inflammation. So what's happening is the bacteria are surviving, the cells are producing this chemical called a cytokine. This causes inflammation in the intestines, and this leads to tissue damage, it leads to pain. And so, just like Walter White in Breaking Bad, our E. coli has broke bad and is actually destroying the intestines of the people with Crohn's disease. Thank you very much.